and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. On today's program, we will get all the details about the 35th annual Lunar New Year celebration that is coming up on February the 5th at North Quincy High School. Folks from Quincy Asian Resources are here to tell us all about it. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you currently in Quincy. Yes, that is sunshine out there, brilliant sunshine. It's 36 degrees right now. Today will turn out partly sunny with temperatures in the low 40s this afternoon. And tonight, clearing skies. Lows drop off to the lower 30s. Pretty dry and mild weekend coming up tomorrow. Mix of clouds and sun near 50. I think we'll break 50 degrees on Sunday. More clouds on Sunday, but staying dry. And right now, the forecast for Monday, partly cloudy, pleasant with a high of 41 degrees. Again, sunshine, 36 in Quincy right now. Checking news for you today, one of the 7 men charged with the murder of a Quincy man at his apartment complex last August is now being held without bail. 23-year-old Dante Clark of Brockton was arraigned in Norfolk Superior Court this past Tuesday in connection with the shooting death of 32-year-old Jordan Wiggins in the parking area of the Elevation Apartments at the Crown Colony Office Park back in August. Clark was arrested at a Wareham hotel after being on the run since December. 3 of the suspects in Wiggins' murder remain at large, although investigators know their identities. Clark was initially charged with assaulting a police officer who was investigating that murder, but he failed to show up to court on those charges. He was later charged with murder. Clark is due back in court on March 6th. Prosecutors say Wiggins was shot during a robbery attempt. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch is vowing to fight a recent Superior Court ruling that says the city does not own the land occupied by the Adams Academy on Adams Street in Quincy Center. A judge recently sided with the Woodward School, which argued that it was entitled to that land and the building as a beneficiary of the Adams Temple Trust Fund. Mayor says President John Adams never intended the Woodward School to gain control of that property.
You know, what was a nice good faith gesture years ago really come back to haunt the city with the what I think was the greed of the board at Woodward School. And so now the Superior Court has ruled against the city, claiming that the land in the building are part of the trust fund, which we are appealing. Again, at the end of the day, John Adams never mentioned Woodward School in his will. It was all about the inhabitants of Quincy. And in fact, you know, I would suggest most of Woodward School kids don't even live in Quincy, if you want to take that argument. So disappointing, but we are going to appeal it. And I can tell you, certainly as long as I'm mayor, that Adams Academy will continue to be there as a resource for the city, not for Woodward School.
City previously paid the school $2.3 million to settle a claim that the city had mismanaged that trust fund. And the city council did approve taking the building and the land by eminent domain. The mayor says the city will appeal this latest court ruling and vowed, as you heard, to never relinquish the property from city control. Proposal for a large new residential development in West Quincy has been postponed again during this week's Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. The vice chairman, Brian Radell, read the proposal into the record.
Mr. Chairman, ZBA 2285, Robert Beniers for a variance finding to demolish the existing structures on multiple properties and construct a 46-unit residential building on the premise number 1234, 1244 Furnace Brook Parkway and 211, 217 Copeland Street, Quincy. I make a motion to move to 221.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Developer Robert Beniers is proposing a 5-story, 46-unit residential building with 102 parking spaces to replace some existing single-family homes at the corner of Furnace Brook Parkway and Copeland Street. Some neighbors at a recent community meeting that was held at the Southwest Middle School said they felt the project was too large for that neighborhood. This was the second time the hearing on the project was postponed. It is now scheduled to be heard during the February 21st Zoning Board meeting. Early voting for the Quincy Ward 4 special election on February the 7th begins tomorrow. City Clerk Nicole Crispo says tomorrow is also the last day to register to vote in that special election.
This Saturday, January 28th, 8:30 to 5,
will be the last day to register to vote, as well as the start of early voting here in our city. City Hall will be open from 8:30 to 5, second floor, elections department. You can come and early vote or register to vote in person. Also to follow, Monday, January 31st through February 3rd, 8:30 to 4:30, you have the option to come here and early vote before the February 7th election.
And mail-in ballots may be requested from the city clerk's office. They must be returned to City Hall by 8 p.m. on February the 7th. And of course, in-person voting will take place on February 7th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Voters will choose either James Devine or Joel Buenaventura to serve out the remainder of the Ward 4 Council term through the end of this year. The winner can then run for the full 2-year term. That is our check of news for you today. Coming up, members of Quincy Asian Resources are here to tell us all about the upcoming Lunar New Year celebration in Quincy. That's next. Welcome back. It is time to welcome back the Lunar New Year celebration here in the city of Quincy in person. It's February the 5th at North Quincy High School. So folks from Quincy Asian Resources have stopped on by to tell us all about the Year of the Rabbit. Please welcome Philip Chong, the CEO, along with Tina Ho and Angela Chen. Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, great to see you all. Philip, as I mentioned, back in person this year, right?
Yes, we're very excited. So this will be our 35th annual Lunar New Year Festival. Like what you said, it's a Year of Rabbit. We're very looking forward to it, and thank you for the city support and all the sponsors, all the volunteers. So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, I'm sure. I'm sure you're excited to be back in person. It's been virtual for the past 2 years, is that
yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes, for Lunar New Year, it's been virtual for the last 2 years. Last year, we also did something a little different because of the pandemic. We got all the youth volunteers and our support to do the gift basket, and then we brought all the gift basket to the elders, to the frontline supporters in the city. So yes,
it was a heroic effort for sure, and a monumental task.
Yes, it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
So, but it's feel good. It was a feel good event. So. We really appreciate all the people, all the volunteers.
Sure, absolutely. It's back in person fully now. No virtual aspect at all. Is that right?
Fully.
Yes.
And so we also want to thank QATV and the team to do the recording. So if people couldn't join, they can go back to the channel and visit us and see the highlights.
Yes.
Yes.
Which was the Year of the Tiger, I think, last year, right?
Last year was the Year of Tiger. This year, Year of Rabbit.
Okay. So I know that each designation in the zodiac, the Chinese zodiac, has personality traits associated with the animal for that year. So what are the traits for the rabbits?
You ask me every yeir.
Yes.
And then
Did you study this year?
I try to memorize
Did your homework? Okay.
So the Year of Rabbit represents peace and also compromise and finding common ground in terms of, looking for integrity and joyfulness.
Okay.
So this is really how much I can memorize.
All right.
And but there's all different. There's 12 different zodiac sign for the Chinese, and the first one is rat, and the last one is a pig. And so I think the rabbit is the sixth after the, so I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's happening, because COVID restrictions have been lifted in China this year as well.
Yes.
So is it back full person, do you know, in China? Are they having their traditional family gatherings that they would during the Lunar New Year celebration?
So Lunar New Year Festival is the largest,
yes.
One of the most important.
It's 15 days, right?
15 days. Yeah. They have 15 days off, so lots of times off. So a lot of people, they do go back to the hometown, have the celebration. Yes. So they did take off the COVID situation. So I think people are more, really taking the advantage to travel, seeing families and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's similar to here as well.
Yep.
Family gathering and so just celebrating the new year with a new hope. So yeah.
That's not a bad thing, for all of us.
With the food, yeah. With the-
regardless of what calendar you go
Yes,
by.
yes.
Peace, prosperity, hope,
Yes.
longevity.
Yes.
Something we wish for
Yes.
everybody.
What
certainly.
sign are you?
I'm a dragon,
Oh,
actually.
you're a dragon. Me
Yes.
too.
Oh,
Yes. Hey, look at that.
it's the only, I think, fictional
Yeah.
character in the zodiac, right?
Yes, they're trouble dragon. So that's the thing that I memorized.
Yes, well, fortunately, we have the young ladies here to keep us in check.
yes, yes, exactly.
So, Tina, welcome back. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Happy New Year.
Thank you. The same to you.
Yeah.
So we're back on February the 5th this year, right?
Yes.
At North
Yeah.
Quincy High School. What's going to be happening?
Yeah. So we are going to have the Lunar New Year Festival on the February 5th from 11 a.m. to the 4 p.m. at
Okay.
the North Quincy High School. So everyone, we're here, the staff, volunteers, the community partners, sponsors, we are so excited to it. So very looking forward to it. Yeah.
I am sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's taken a lot to put this on. I know you probably started about a year ago, right?
Yes, yeah.
To get ready for your back in person.
Yes, I'm so excited to back in person because thinking about like celebrating this like such a very important like a festival in the Asian culture, and we get like all the families, members, friends get together, wish another one like good health, good fortune, but I'm so excited to back to the in person.
Yeah, and it's really a regional. It's not just Quincy, right? It's a regional event here in
Yes.
Quincy.
Yeah,
Folks come from all over.
Yeah, like we have folks coming from all across the Massachusetts or the other state, to Quincy,
Yep.
the Lunar New Year Festival. Yeah.
I know in years past, about up to 10,000 people have attended this particular event.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's something I'm sure a lot of folks look forward to. Any changes this year in terms of performances or demonstrations or participants?
I think one thing is like the year of the rabbit,
Yep.
so we will have like many decorations
Oh, sure.
or giveaways like related to the year of the rabbit.
Yep.
But this year will be similar. Like we have like performers, cultural food, like children's areas for the arts and crafts. So the kids, the families, they can join us, and also we have like magic show. So this is the new.
Okay.
Yeah, for this year. So yeah.
Fun. Now you are
Fun,
the
yeah.
programs and services manager at Corey, right?
Yes.
So will there be any programs from Corey featured at Lunar New Year this year?
Actually, like one of our departments, Family and Community Service Department, on the January 19th, we host a community Lunar New Year celebration with the community. So we have like roughly like 20 to 30 families, elderlies, community members. They join us to celebrate the Lunar New Year Festival at the North Quincy office. So what we do, we have done like calligraphy, like raffle, like the Chinese widows, and also playing some like the ring toes like together, just having some fun and get together after the pandemic. I mean during the pandemic, but I know we had like a virtual before, but this is also our first time the Family and Community Service Department they host such a like a community engagement, like a celebration. With the community.
Fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
fun.
But at Lunar New Year, will folks
Yeah.
be able to learn about Corey's programs?
Yes,
Okay.
we will have like the Corey info tables there.
Yes.
Also like sharing the programs that like related to adult education,
Great.
workforce initiative, family and social service, and our youth programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Angela, welcome to the program for the first time. Hopefully not the last. We'll have you back.
Thank you.
Really, you probably had the yeoman's amount of work to put Lunar New Year together because you run the youth programs.
Yes.
And a lot of the young people that help are in your program, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
We have a lot of youth volunteers in our Youth Service Corps. The Youth Service Corps is what we call our youth volunteers.
Okay.
And typically for all of our festivals, we have hundreds of volunteers to help support. So this year we have the children's area, like Tina mentioned, and inside the children's area we have activities for kids of all ages. There's coloring, water tattoos, and face painting. We'll also have a photo booth area for anyone to come by
Fun.
and take photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what did it take for you, first of all, to find folks, young people, to volunteer, and then how to, make sure they had a successful experience doing that? Because that's important, right? You want your volunteers to feel like they've accomplished something. That way they do it again.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We have a really great group of youth leaders.
Yeah.
And within our group youth leaders, we have a small branch called the Festival and Cultural Learning Branch.
Oh, okay.
So with their commitment to the support of the Corey staff, they are able to help us find youth volunteers to come to help us with the festival. And these volunteers are all very excited to finally be in person and have fun with the community members.
Are they in the public schools? Is that mostly where you reach out?
We reach out to high school students in Quincy, but also surrounding towns.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, all right. All right. So maybe folks get to meet each other that they normally wouldn't, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, do they form, friendships or relationships through this festival that will last throughout the year, do you think?
Yeah, we give them the chance to.
Yeah.
We have a field day opportunity for all the youth volunteers to come and play games, have fun, meet new people, so that on the day of the festival, they are able to form these new connections.
Yeah. And are there other opportunities after Lunar New Year at Quarry that they can participate in as well?
Yes, absolutely. At Corey, in our youth programming, we have many volunteer opportunities for youth to participate in. Our flagship program is our mentoring program. So any high school student who would like to become a mentor, they have the opportunity to do so every school year. We also have a workforce development program, a wellness group, and just general volunteer opportunities for anyone.
Yeah. So, I mean, Philip, although Lunar New Year is a great big party, right?
Yes.
Saying Happy New Year, it's much more than that. It's really,
Definitely.
it's community building, right?
It is definitely community building. It's a great opportunity for people to give back, participate, and it's a representation of City of Quincy, the spirit.
Exactly.
So I think we take a lot of pride from a resident standpoint, and people work in the city. It's a beautiful city. It's very diverse. So it's just all welcoming. So 35th years.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
No.
35th years.
Yeah.
It's just a continuum in terms of history and tradition. I hope that I live until 120, but past 120 years old, we hope that that will continue.
Right. Obviously,
So
yeah.
I think that is something that will really give us that. I think sometimes give us a goosebumps thinking about 35 years ago, people who started this initiative. So
Well, I mean, the youth volunteers of the Lunar New Year Festival 35 years ago are in their 60s and, beyond now.
that was me.
Yeah.
That was me, exactly.
But they have their own families now.
They have their own families,
Yeah.
they have their own kids, and so it's just passing it forward.
Right,
So,
exactly. Quarry itself has also grown tremendously in that
Yes,
time
yes.
as well, from a small organization, volunteer-based,
Yes.
to now, it's 3 locations just here in the greater Boston area. I know
Yes.
in New York City, Providence, Rhode Island as well.
Yes, yes. We're still small in terms of how we perceive our culture. Our organization culture is, bring the talents all together from different locations, geographic, demographic. You're really representing the country, making a possibility of being America, the reality of, that diverse melting pot, cultivating the talent, and then giving back to the community. We hope to create this sustainable cycle that youth, young professional, no matter what age, what generation, what color of skin, they can be part of it. And it's a platform that will continue to grow. We're very, very excited that we've been partnering with many great organizations, City of Quincy giving us so much opportunities. So it is a good thing, very, very good thing.
Yeah, it's one of the common themes that all 3 of you had mentioned, actually, is workforce development.
Yes.
That seems to be a priority
Yes.
with helping new arrivals to
Yes.
the city sustain themselves, right, and give back.
Yes, yes. And as we know, as immigrants myself and others, many times they come to this country besides, freedom and democracy, is about the pathway of career.
Yes.
Finding the meaningful career. And that's something that we are doing. And then we are very grateful that we're also getting USCIS, United States Immigration, USCIS. I just want to make sure that the acronym is correct. Immigration Services, in
Yes.
terms of providing that opportunity to immigrants to pursue that American dream. So that what we're doing is integrating all these things into our workforce initiatives. Besides employment pathway is the wraparound social services that they can feel and find the personal professional growth. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What would you say are some of the biggest challenges right now to new arrivals coming to the city and the Northeast region
In terms of
in terms of finding meaningful work, in terms of finding affordable housing, in terms of taking care of their families?
I think it's a journey for new immigrants because it's a process that they're going through, especially for, let's say, refugees when they're coming
Right.
in. It just lots of barriers and difficulties in terms of housing, clothing, finding jobs, language, and stuff like that. So this is something that, as an agency, we gun-ho in terms of providing those type of services, breaking the barriers in terms of language and culture. In terms of job is something that we always encourage them to try different things. It's
Okay.
about the mission of our advocacy is it's not just one job. If try one job and learn something, and then through our initiative we have different workforce opportunities. So as you and I
You can
talked
change it
about,
if you don't like it, right?
if they change it, you can like
Yeah.
it. But at the same time, how we teaching them be professional,
Yeah.
making sure not burning the bridge, right? So besides Amazon that you and I talked about, was it last year?
Yes.
We just celebrated 1 year anniversary. We also added Beth Israel Hospital for the healthcare sector. We have Hilton and Marriott in the hospitality sectors.
Okay.
And recently, we also added Boston College
Oh.
in the dining services for the and other customer services and stuff like that. So we're adding more variety for our immigrants and refugees to choose. And that's just something that we're working on that.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
We should talk a little bit about, Angela, I'd ask you about this. You deal with young people mostly. So what are they saying to you when they ask you or they talk to you about their family experience, coming to this country for the first time and some of the biggest challenges that they're facing?
Yeah, a lot of the EL students that I work with are middle school students.
So English language, right?
Yes,
Okay.
English language learning, yes.
So middle school. That's
Middle
a very
school.
formidable age in the middle
Yes,
school. Yeah.
there's a lot of maturing during that age and a lot of learning for them as well.
Yep.
A lot of the times when I do speak with them, they mention how it is difficult for them to learn in their classes, but also finding different resources and support that will actually give them the help that they need. So, which is why their participation in our mentoring program is very important
Yes.
to us as Corey, and we always are open for more opportunities to give back to the EL students in Quincy.
Yeah. Teachers are also lifelong learners, right? So if you
Absolutely.
can teach the mentors how to teach, they will in turn learn
Exactly.
as well. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Tina, you have something in front of you that you've been just dying to tell me about.
Yes, so this, Joe, I wish this is the one of the tradition we will do the families and the kids. Usually the families or older folks, they will give the West Pocket to their young ones or the kids, the children.
Okay.
Just wishing another one is a good health, good fortune, best of luck. So and Joe here is I'm going to give you.
So is it always two? Thank you very much.
Yes,
It's always two?
some people they do one, but two is
Okay, and
Better.
it symbolizes fortune,
fortune, good health.
good health.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
This is a tradition for Lunar New Year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is done in China as well, or in Asian countries as well?
I would say not only in China but in Asia.
Korea, Vietnam, Japan. Does Japan observe the Lunar New Year calendar as well?
I believe so.
Think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
I know it's
Yeah.
called different things in different countries. It's called Tet, I think, in Vietnam. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. I'm learning as we go. It's 35 years, and I'm still learning new things.
Yeah.
Spoil yourself. Usually they start with cash. Usually.
Should I
Yeah.
open it right now then?
Yes. Yes.
Hit the lottery?
Yes. And usually married
Cup of
couple.
coffee for
Usually
everyone.
married couple give to people that they're not married or children,
Okay.
and
Okay.
there's no implication here, so don't worry, Joe.
Okay.
We support you. So we wish you good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Lunar New Year again is Sunday, February the 5th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at North Quincy High School. The Lion Dance ceremony, which is how it kind of all kicks off, right?
Yes.
Right at noontime. It's
Yes.
free. It's open to all. There is free parking. You're strongly encouraged to take public transportation. I know.
Please,
'cause,
yes.
The North Quincy T is right across the street. So
Very convenient.
very convenient. It's
Yes.
right on the bus line
Yes.
as well. So we wish you all a gong hei for choi.
恭喜發財。
恭喜發財。
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Great
Joe.
to see you all. We'll have you back too,
Yeah.
because I know the community banquet fill-up is coming up in May, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
May 18th,
May 18th.
Thursday.
Okay.
So we're also very excited that we recently got our clinic license for our mental health initiative.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So for the community banquet is something that we want to highlight. So it's going to be lots of work, but it's the right thing to do, and we will work hard to make sure that we can support the community.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you, Joe.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, Joe.
Just enough time to recap the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. They have brought the sunshine with them from Corey. Thank you very much. Temperatures today topping off in the low 40s this afternoon, and not too cold tonight, only around 31 degrees. It'll be warmer and dry over the weekend. 48 tomorrow with clouds and sun, low 50s on Sunday, and again low 40s here on Monday. Thanks again to Philip Chong, Tina Ho, and Angela Chen for joining us from Quincy Asian Resources. Thank you to our crew. Thank you for watching. Monday here in the program, it's the Surgical Technology Program at Quincy College that we will learn about. Hope you can join us. Meantime, go to our website anytime, qatv.org. All our latest programs are there, along with news and information, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.